This PC game was purchased at gamersgate.com and has been captured using the Hauppauge HD PVR2. See the description for more details. Hey gamers, Tony here from the ClassicLeague.com Gaming and Electronic Podcast, also with my good friend Mike Colangelo from a brand new channel, friendlyai. How you doing,
Friendly
Mike?
AI. I'm doing well. I got. Do you know those Tossimos with the T discs? You put the T disc in the machine.
Oh yeah.
Forgot. I got this one. I got these iced T discs, and you put it in, and I was expecting like some nice cold iced tea to come out, and this hot steaming pile of just crap came out, and it's terrible. It tastes like ass, but that's how I am. Other than that, I'm great.
Well, you have to put ice in the cup, buddy. To
Yeah,
get the iced tea
I
out of
went. You
those
know
things.
what, Tony? I went on the friggin' internet to figure that out.
Yeah.
I'm such a loser.
It's all right. You're like, I freaking put, I expected some freezing cold shit out of my hot ass machine.
I thought the hot ass machine would read the barcode and be, oh, this is supposed to be a cold drink. Maybe I won't heat up. But then I realized it has to be hot in order to brew. Anyways, I'm doing good. Let's talk about Microsoft, Tony.
Let's do it. So, so Microsoft, we were just talking a little bit, and we wanted to kind of frame up, has Microsoft really, have they failed? Are they dead on arrival with the Xbox One? And so we were talking a little bit before this call, and so Mike, you've always been an Xbox fan. I myself,
Yep.
I was an early adopter of the Xbox, the original. I was a hardcore fan, day one, midnight release of the Xbox 360. I stuck with that sucker through multiple Red Rings of Death, and then I've always bought, I bought the PS2 like the year after, I got an Xbox. I bought the PS3 a year after I bought the Xbox 360, and so I've always been, I've always loved the Xbox from day one, and you've been pretty much the same, right?
Me too. I was one of the few that actually enjoyed the big original Xbox controller.
Oh, I
big
love that
one.
fat guy.
I love that thing.
Yeah.
And everyone looked at me like I was a weirdo when I'm like, no, I like it. Don't make it smaller. My hands are huge. But I loved it. But what they've been doing lately, first it was the DRM, and you always have to be connected to the internet, and then thankfully they took all that stuff away. They did an Xbox 180 on us, as people joke online about it, and everything seemed to be normal up in the past, for 3 months, the PS4 and the Xbox One, it was like even keel finally, but then the stuff came out of all these games that are going to be on it, and then the resolution wars happen. And it seems that every multiplat, Xbox One is 720p, and PS4 is 1080p or 900p. And Rise, which is like Xbox One's flagship title for launch, is 900p. Looks amazing, I think, and I don't have a problem with 720p or 900p, but the question is, why can PS4 do it and Xbox One can't? Which is strange to me. And what that tells me is that it looks to me like it's harder it's hard for developers to adapt their games to the Xbox One as opposed to the PS4.
Well, yeah, and it's interesting. Even the games like Rise that are developed specifically for the console, it does make you ask some of those questions. And I really just think the problem from the beginning has been marketing. And it's so funny. Some of the biggest, if you would have asked me like 3 or 4 years ago, probably I think it was like 3 years ago, what company cannot screw up right now? I would have told you Netflix. And that's bad. Netflix was like, they had everyone was subscribing. Every service had Netflix, which it still does for the most part. But do you remember when they did that stupid thing where like they doubled the price with no extra features?
Right.
And it just made you, and they lost like 40% of their subscriber base. And it made you ask the question, like, who in the hell is sitting in these board meetings making this decision? Like, some uneducated idiot could have told them that was a horrible idea,
right?
And I feel like Microsoft did the same thing. Like, I felt like when they came into E3, and even before that with the presentation a few weeks before E3, they didn't do their research, or else they overthought it and overdid the research. But I just felt like they came to the table with no common sense.
Mm.
And it sucks because after the Xbox 360, they really regained and really got a place at the table, I felt like, in the gaming industry and really became the leader in a lot of ways.
Yep.
And it was one of those things that was like, man, what in the hell are they doing? And it almost was like someone just torn my heart out,
Well,
I was like, I love Xbox, but why do
right.
I feel like I want to buy a PS4,
Yeah, why do I feel sick to my stomach? Yeah, right. You're right. Right out of the gate, they did that announcement of the console, and they just talked about all the media things that are available for the Xbox One instead of the actual games, and that really, like, when I watched it, I understood. I'm like, okay, they're not talking about the games yet, so I won't get too mad. But people got really upset about that, and it's funny because gamers are like yelling and screaming, and then actually GQ magazine this week they released they were actually the first ones to review the Xbox One and the PS4, and they gave the Xbox One 8 stars out of 10, and they gave the PS4 7 stars out of 10 because Xbox One has all the bells and whistles, right?
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see, like, will the masses want the Xbox One because you can talk to it and tell it to change the channel, and snap this and snap my head off, or will people be like, wait a minute, all these gamers are screaming the PS4 is better, like maybe they have something here that's true and worth my money. But it's interesting. Like, because I don't know what the average person thinks. Like, people say all the time, "Well, I showed my mom the commercial for the PS4 and the Xbox One, and my mom wants the Xbox One now." And it's like I don't know. It's like catered to certain people, and it's not me, and it's not you. The Xbox One stuff.
Yeah, well, in reality, in my mind, in the industry, it always comes back to software. And I think in reality, Mike, I think we both know the Xbox isn't going to sell poorly enough
No.
to kick them out of the industry. I mean, I think most analysts are saying that it's going to sell right on par, even a little bit above the PS4 in some ways.
Yep, some
Um,
of them are.
and you and I, we're both, I mean, in our early 30s, we both love gaming. We've been gamers since we were kids. And the reality is, I love every console. I love gaming on my tablet, gaming on my 3DS. Uh, I'm going to buy both new consoles. I'm not a fanboy of just either one. Even though I felt a little bit closer to Xbox, I really am looking forward to playing PS4 and the Xbox. I think this conversation comes more out of disappointment that it wasn't handled better. Does that make
Right.
sense?
No, it totally makes sense.
It's
Because I love. Have you tried the Xbox One and PS4 controllers?
I have. Actually played both consoles at E3 this year.
Like, one of the main reasons why I always stuck to Xbox and the 360 was the controller. I just didn't like that what is it, like, 15-year-old design of the PlayStation controller. But now the new one feels really nice.
Oh, I
The
love the
PS4.
PS4 controller. It
So I'm
was
like,
comfortable at E3.
yeah, so I'm like, okay, PS4, they have the controller. You pay for online services now, so it's going to have probably a great way to connect to your friends, like Xbox Live was. So there's really nothing stopping me. There's nothing keeping me on the Microsoft Xbox side anymore.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting. So I'm real excited to get both consoles and try them out for myself. And I've kind of tried to avoid a lot of the technical details of these conversations because we
Mhm.
really don't know until we get our hands on it. And so
Yeah.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
it's pretty clear to me that the PS4 is more powerful. The question is how much more powerful it is. I don't think my gut's feeling is like I don't know the answer, but my gut feeling is it's not that much powerful. It can't be that much powerful.
Yeah, and
But
hardware
the
power doesn't always mean better games and better experiences. I mean,
no.
look at like an Apple iPad compared to, some of these like quad or even 6-core Android tablets that they're coming out now, just for example. It doesn't but Apple has everyone developing for it. So it doesn't
Yeah.
always mean that hardware is going to be better. And that doesn't make me an Xbox fanboy. That just makes me a realist, like
Oh
to the
yeah, like
industry. Like if
Sega Saturn, Atari
yeah.
Jaguar. These are all examples. Dreamcast.
Yeah, it doesn't freaking matter if you have the most powerful hardware all the time. It's what type
No.
of games and experiences are being created on your console. And as far as the resolution debate goes, I mean, of course, I want to know why the Xbox can't do 1080p on Call of Duty. I want to know why
Yeah.
it's not doing 1080p on Rise of Rome. But in all honesty, when I sit down and play those games, they're still going to look really, really good, and I'm probably not even going to notice the difference with my eyes.
True.
So
Forza 5 is 1080p, 60 frames per second. It looks amazing. So we know the console can do it. I mean, it doesn't have weather effects and night racing, but I think a lot of these developers, they had to really rush these games out the gates. And I think that's what's happening. I think Xbox One is just slightly more difficult to develop for this time around.
Well, did you hear that the Kinect 2 will actually be projecting a virtual car into your living room for Forza?
I did hear that, and then I woke up from the dream.
That's true. All
Oh,
right.
it is.
Well, join the debate in the comments below. Try your best not to be an a-hole and just have fun. And thanks so much for joining us. This has been Tony with Classic Leet and Mike Colangelo. Used to be with 3 Kilobytes. Now he's
That's
with
right.
Friendly AI. Make sure you check out his new channel. Like, favorite, and subscribe to both of us. And thank you so much for listening.
Thanks, Tony.